Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday, man. I understand there's some inclement weather going on around the country, and I've even noticed a temperature change here in Texas. But hey, man, we're gonna get through this. I'll probably keep this short and sweet. I want to welcome everyone to the Real Talk with Rod series. And without any further ado, let's get this crunk up, y'all. What is going on, everybody? Man, hope everybody's having a great day. I do understand that there's some inclement weather going on around the country, man. Hope everybody's safe, and I'm going to keep this short and sweet. As you can see from the thumbnail, this is a Real Talk with Rod episode from the Real Talk with Rod series. This is the first Real Talk with Rod that I've done in 2026, and I'll give y'all a little background. It's really something that I'm kind of passionate about. I have several different series on the channel, and I rarely do episodes on this series because it's got to be something that I'm passionate about, got to be something that I'm really thinking about, that's really heavy on my mind. And if you look at the thumbnail, you can see, if you don't know who that is Tony Dungy. He was a football player, a pro football player. He was also with the Indianapolis Colts as a coach and with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a coach. And he left and retired from football, and he decided, hey, I'm going to be an analyst. And in 2009, he was hired by NBC to be one of the hosts or the co-hosts of the TV show Football Night in America. It's basically the pregame before the Sunday night football game, the only game that's on Sunday night. And for 17 years, Tony, in my opinion, did an outstanding job as an analyst. And he shared the screen with Rodney Harrison, a Hall of Fame player. And you look at Tony Dungy, he's a Hall of Famer. And you have Chris Collinsworth's son, who's also the third co-host. And the next thing you know, after 17 years, they basically let Tony go. They say, hey, man, hold up, let me take care of something here. They basically let Tony go after 17 years. Now, it hasn't really been clear why they've let him go, fired him, whatever we want to call it. But basically, from my research, what I've learned is there's a couple different things. Mike Tomlin, who was the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers for years, retired this past season. After this last season, he retired. And what happened was when he retired, I'm hearing, I don't have any proof, that he was going to actually be who NBC would reach out to and be the next analyst on the, hold on 1 second. I had to look at something, y'all. Hey, for anybody that's in here, we have a lot of trolls in here, a lot of people that have nothing better to do but come in live streams and disrupt them. So if I have to pause, I typically try to look over small individuals, but if I pause, it's probably because there's too many small individuals in here and I have to take care of it. So I'm just letting everybody know, if you see me pause in the middle of talking, it's because I'm being distracted by some small individuals that don't have anything better to do but come here. So anyway, with that being said, so Tony Dungy after 17 years was let go. I mean, I'm having to retract. So Mike Tomlin, who just retired, a heck of a coach. He's an African-American coach. Tony Dungy is African-American. Well, the irony in this, NBC, from what I'm hearing, was expecting Mike Tomlin to step in and become the next analyst for Football Night in America. I don't know how they shaked and baked. Don't even know if it's true or not. But what I felt that was ironic about this is Tony Dungy gave Mike Tomlin his first first coaching job, not head coach, in the NFL. Hey, what's up, Nichols Journey Jackson? What's up, Desmond? What's up, Nichols 13? Kids, what's going on? Just asking for a friend. Hey, I'm gonna show you I'm real quick. Anyway, but moving right along. So Tomlin got his first coaching job in the National Football League via Tony Dungy. Now, if this is true, how can Tony Dungy be replaced by the person that he even brought into the league? That to me would just be foul. I mean, I have no other way to put it. So there's another rumor. I don't know if that was too hot and that didn't take place, or it's not going to happen, or it's still in the works. But there's another rumor that this year NBC is going to take Football Night in America on the road with the NFL for the 17 games that are played on NBC on Sunday nights. So that's going to incur more costs. Now, last season they had 4 or 5 games. They went on the road. They traveled around. But this is going to incur more costs for the network that's already making all this money from advertisements and everything else. So they're going to cut back with the staff. Now, one of the things I read while researching, is this a case of maybe looking at the person who's the oldest or the elder individual in this case? Is he the most reputable in this case? Is he the most expensive in this case? Hey, when you cost a lot of money, the first to go could be the person that's making the most money. Now, Tony Dungy is 70 years old. Does he have to work? He doesn't. He did state in a statement that he made on X, formerly known as Twitter, he stated that I don't know what the future holds for me. I've always been led by God in the right direction, and whether it's football, whether it's broadcast, or me even possibly doing more in the community and in my church, that's what I'm going to do. So here we are. The man is staying positive. But if you look at the thumbnail, let me pull it back up. Look at this. Does this look like a positive person? I mean, he was staying positive, but if you look at the picture on your screen on the right, he said in a statement that he was highly disappointed. So with that being said, I mean, looking at that, a couple of things I want to go over. All right, let me pull this up. The Nichols said, wow, I didn't know Mike Tomlin retired, knew he was let go from the Steelers. Yeah, he was let go from the Steelers and he decided to retire. You know, can he get hired? The man could probably get hired tomorrow. All he has to do is throw his name in a hat. You know, they're looking for good coaches. He's a good coach. Not sure what happened in Pittsburgh. He was a good coach. And Pittsburgh don't really hire and fire coaches. So Mike was there quite a while. Now, and yes, the Nichols side hate that for Tony. I mean, Tony Dungy was not only, and I just let me pull up what I just got earlier. Tony Dungy is not only a former pro football player. He's not only may I go back and add, 2-time Super Bowl winner, one as a player with the Pittsburgh Steelers, one as a coach with the Indianapolis Colts. And he's also a #1 New York Times best-selling author whose books include books, plural, Quiet Strength, Uncommon, The Mentor Leader, and Uncommon Marriage. Now, I didn't know about some of those, the Uncommon Marriage. I didn't know about that one, but I did know about the other ones. So here we are. Yes, they'll be glad to have Mike. Yeah, they'll be glad to have Mike up on the Football Night in America, and teams will be glad to have him as well. So I looked at this and I kept doing research, and then let me pull up my notes here because I did pull up some bullet points that I got to go over with y'all because I haven't even gotten to the passionate part yet. I'm just giving y'all the backdrop on this. So let me look at something here. Now, Tony Dungy. Now, I think this could become, it might come into play, it might not, because it happened a while ago. But Tony Dungy, he ran into some controversy in his career as a coach. He made some statements that probably shouldn't have been made. And I'm going to say definitely shouldn't have been made, but it happened. So I'm going to read this verbatim. While working at NBC, though they never impacted his employment, in 2014, he found himself in hot water after saying drafting from college into the NFL openly gay player at the time, it was Michael Sam, would be a distraction in the locker room. I know sometimes emotions overtake our mouth, our heart, our mind, and everything else, but that was not the thing to say. It just wasn't. And you can't tell a person how to think, and in most cases, you can't tell them what to say. But I can tell you, there's not an employer that I could think of that's going to be cool with this statement. So again, I don't know if this made it to the news, but I remember watching a game. I want to say it was 2024, maybe 25, but I want to say it was 24. And the Kansas City Chiefs were playing. Well, Travis Kelce, I think they may be engaged now. I know they were dating at the time, was dating Taylor Swift. And Tony allegedly said, and I watched the game, and I think he did, but I'm going to say allegedly said that she was a distraction to people trying to watch the game. I'm going to give you my opinion. Now we're getting ready to enter Real Talk with Rod. First and foremost, if I turn the TV on Sunday night, I'm not there to see the Jackson 5. I'm not there to see the Spinners. I'm not there to see Taylor Swift. I'm there to watch the game. Every time this dude caught a 2-yard pass, the camera went up on Taylor Swift. We don't even know what's going on the field because I'm too busy watching what this celebrity singer, and even though I'm not watching the concert, I'm not on no TV radio channel, no video channel. I got to look at this woman, and I don't care who it was. I don't care. It could have been Keith Sweat. I don't care whose wife was up there, whose girlfriend. I want to watch football. Now, in my opinion, and he was in the wrong position, Tony, if he did say this, Tony said probably what everybody that was watching was thinking. Why am I looking up in the press box? How many other players' wives up there? Why am I looking in the not the press box, but the owner's box, the suites, whatever they call them, when the game is going on here? Why am I looking over here? It made no sense. But going back to the comment that was allegedly made, if either one of these were said, try to keep it to yourself because, yeah, I could say it. I don't work for NBC. I'm not on TV. And everybody at the sports bar, everybody in the living rooms, everyone in the man caves, everyone in the lady caves, wherever they're watching football, we can all say it. But the person that's the face of the network, 1 out of 3 faces, probably is not the best choice to say this. So, but my question is, Real Talk with Rod, if this happened in 2014, 12 years ago, and this happened in 2000, whatever year it was, 24, 2 years ago, why in 2026 is a decision to be made? Now, they didn't say they was letting him go because of this. This came up in a news article. But if it came up in a news article, it may be somewhere on the table in the deck of cards. Hopefully y'all feel what I'm saying. So if it's in the cards, I'm the kind of guy, if you had a problem with me in 14, you should have said something or did something in 2014. If you had a problem with me in 2024, you should have told me then. Don't wait till 2026 when it's convenient or the right time for you to tell me what I did a decade ago. I'm just saying, that's just Rod talking. But going a step further, how in the world, if this is even partially true, it's like picture this, and I've heard several times. This ain't allegedly. I've heard several times after a football game, especially if the Steelers were playing, win or lose, Mike Tomlin was praised by Tony Dungy, the man that was fired after 17 years, and they're going to look back to this guy as his replacement. A man that I mentored this guy. I brought him on the team. I gave him an assistant coach job. Not that he didn't deserve it. He deserved it. And now y'all are going to put me and this gentleman's relationship in a bad situation over a J-O-B, more importantly, over M-O-N-E-Y. Neither one of them really need the money. Just because you're 70 and don't need the money does not mean you don't want to do what you love, what you're passionate about, what you've been doing your whole life. If he still has the energy and the spark in his body, yeah, he could go out and do it. Now, I bet you, I don't know, I don't have Tony Dungy's phone number, I don't know how to reach it, but I bet you, I am willing to bet my last dollar, the man would have taken a pay cut to do what he enjoyed, what he loved, what he's done his entire adult life. Was he even given that option? I don't know. I wasn't there. But that's a question I would want to know. Was he even given an option to take a pay cut since we're going on the road and we got to cut back the expenses? Well, hey, what do they do to the players in the NFL? They restructure their contracts to get a better player and possibilities of winning the Super Bowl. Let me jump in these comments real quick. Nichols said, yep, you're right, Rod. Everyone, he did something good or bad. The camera on her. Yeah, every time he did something good or bad. See, the Nichols watch football. If you watch football, man, the dude will catch a 2-yard pass and they knock him back 1 yard and they still show her reaction. Hey, what's going on? Grateful, how you doing? Thank you for being here. So getting back to what I was saying. So I just, that part right there now. So going on the road, the man could have taken a pay cut. He didn't. Or we don't even know what's going on really, because it's kind of, I think this my thought, this the real talk of Rod opinion. I don't think they expected this to be that big of a deal. Maybe because of his age and he's maybe tired of football, tired of working, ready to retire, ready to relax. I don't know. But obviously he wasn't. He said he was disappointed and the look is written all over his face. I'm tired. Why? I was let go. To hear, okay, let's name the accolades and then I'm going to break down the accolades. To hear a professional playing, Super Bowl winning player, a professional Super Bowl winning coach, a man that's in the Hall of Fame was let go in the football industry because they're cutting back on costs. I don't care what I just named. I don't care about no art. And he was an author. I don't care about the author, the Super Bowls, the coaches, the football players, a man or a woman that's done great in their profession and proven themselves, not just 17 years. Let me look here. I think the guy was a coach. He was a coach for 13 years. Let's just say he played for I'm going to say 6, 7. So now we're up to 20. And then he was an analyst for 7, that's 37 years. Dedicated service. And in the blink of an eye, you can just be gone. It's not just the NFL. If they'll do this to him, what in the world will a company do to a guy like Rod? Everyone is expendable. People think they're not. Oh, they need me. They can't function without me. Oh, yeah, they can. They'll function without you long enough to find a replacement. They may go through some hiccups. They may limp around. They may have to put a Band-Aid or a cast on the company, but we, including me, can be gone just like that. Just like that. And before you know it, I'm going to tell you, man, I don't know. From what I've read, the fans are not excited about this. I'm one of them. I mean, will I still watch football? Yeah. But if I say yeah, but will it be the same? I'm there to watch the game. I'm not there to really keep up with who's doing what in the front office, the back office, the side office. But it just made me think. You got people that go and get jobs. They spend money going to college. They study a long time. They get a good job. They do a great job at the good job. Let me say it again for the people in the back. They do a great job at the good job that they worked hard to get. And somebody in there that's maybe greedy will say, hey, we need to cut back costs. All that stuff's forgotten about. Y'all, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. And again, I don't stay on lives long just to be stayed on. I kind of go with the flow of the comments. And this part of me is saying I possibly waited too late to do this live because I've been wanting to do it for a few days, but I had other obligations. But this is about Tony Dungy. This is about a great guy that worked his way up in the ranks of playing football in possibly high school, then college, then in the professional league. Then he became a coach. Then he went on to become an analyst. It's about him. But more importantly, this live stream is about everyday people that get put in situations where you're given a choice of, we're going to offer you this job. Now I'm speaking to Mike Tomlin. We're going to offer you this job, but you're going to be replacing your best friend. You're going to be replacing your cousin. You're going to be replacing the person that brought you on to the company. I know I've heard of that. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. Believe it or not, I've had to let people go in the industry I was in that helped me get to where I was. I've had to do it. And it's not a great feeling. It's something that, I'll be honest with you. A man is supposed to look another man in the eye. And this is a boulder. I don't drop no damn gems and nuggets and all that good stuff. I drop boulders. I'm going to shoot straight from the hip. It's hard to look another man in the eye when you're tucking your tail. If you don't understand that, go Google it, GB, whatever they call that chat stuff. When you know you're screwing somebody over, or you know what you're doing is not right or righteous, if you can look another man in the eye and just do it and not have any feeling or emotion, something wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. So this is kind of what they're asking Mike Tomlin to do. If that's true, we want you to go in and replace the person that gave you the opportunity, the person that mentored you, and probably the person that's the reason you're sitting here, even while we're having this discussion about you being the next analyst. We want you to replace that person. Woo, boy, that's a tough something to swallow. Piece of steak, a piece of potato. We want you to replace the very person that brought you through the ranks. 17 years, 17 months, it don't matter. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. If y'all got something there, because I see your comments saying, right, Rod. But one thing I could say, and I don't know Tony Dungy personally, but I've been watching this man. I didn't see him as a player. If I did, I don't remember him. I've seen the clips and footage, but I watched him when he coached Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers. And a lot of you may not remember. Anybody that's watching the replay, anybody that's here now or in the bushes or whatever. Hey, what's going on? It's actually good to see you here. Thank you for being here. Anybody that's watched Tony Dungy, he's a very, very, the way he comes out as a not only a respectable man and a respectful man, but he's a respected man. It's a lot of things you can buy. You can buy cars, you can buy houses, you can buy jewelry, clothes. In some instances, you can buy people, but you can't buy respect. You can't do it. Many people have tried it and a lot of people have failed. You can't buy respect. And I will say, how can a person that's all the R's I just named, respectful, respectable, and respected, be treated with so much disrespect? Quoting a movie, I'm not going to say which one, but quoting a movie, it's the principalities about this. That's why we're having the first Real Talk with Rod episode. Money, it ain't enough money in the world for Rod to want to sell somebody out. It ain't enough money in the world to know that I once sat at this man's table. Now I can't even go to his house because I can't even look him in the eye. I may have held some of this guy's children when they were infants and toddlers and all this. Now I'm no longer welcome. Man, y'all, hey, I'm just putting it out there. We're talking about Tony Dungy, but this is everyday life. The reason we are hearing about this in the news, man, there's so many articles out there about this. It's crazy. I had no problem finding the info. The reason that this is out there like it is because celebrity status. And the last thing I'm going to say before I get ready to get out of here, if there's no more comments, there is one thing with celebrity status, but I guarantee it's a lot of everyday people. I'm not a celebrity. I don't even know any celebrities. But there are a lot of people I know that have been put in the same situation. Some handled it different than others. Some saw the dollar bill. But at the end of the day, can not only you look that man in the eye that you know you're doing wrong, can you look yourself in the mirror? With that being said, got 11 real homies in the crib. What's going on, Shay? Toya, what's up? I see y'all in the house. Appreciate just asking my co-host from the classroom being here. Just to give y'all a heads up, and then I'll give y'all time if y'all have any more comments. Again, just to give the people that just came in, just did the first Real Talk with Rod episode about Tony Dungy. Let go, terminated, whatever we want to call, after 17 years as an analyst on Football Night in America, the only pregame show that comes on Sunday night for football. The only show, prime time, spotlight, no other game is on Sunday night for professional football. The alleged story is one of the reasons he could be placed by the very person that he hired and brought into the league, Mike Tomlin. Again, this is all, I don't know any of this. I just read several articles. Another rumor is they're taking a story on the road. They're taking a show on the road. Football Night in America. Instead of just being in a studio, they're going to be at all the games. This past season, they were at 4 or 5 games. This year, they're looking at all 17 games. I don't know. Read it in an article. Just telling y'all what I read. This man has won a couple of Super Bowls. Many coaches, many players, a lot of people never even reached that pinnacle. They'll never even get there. While they were talking about cutting back on expenses, was this man given an opportunity to possibly cut back on his salary and keep the passion of what he loved? Because at 70 years old, 2 Super Bowls, managing money, 5 best-selling books and all that good stuff, I doubt if money is at the forefront of your problems or issues. He had a passion for it. He loved what he did. How many people day to day, including your boy Rod, can say, I love going to my job every day? Every day, I just can't wake up. When I go to bed at night, I hope it go by so I can get up in the morning. Very few people can say that. All right, let me go through these last little comments. Hey, appreciate you all celebrity. See the promo trophy. Oh boy, I ain't even see that, man. Hey, you know what? Let me see this name. Hey, Rashawn, or whoever, whatever your name is. I appreciate the compliment, but you know what? Got to get you up out of here, man. You disrespecting my family. Anyway, Nichols say, right, can you look yourself in the mirror? Just asking. Yep, Mike was a hell of a coach, says Desmond. Yeah, and he gonna be a hell of a coach. He'll be back. He will be back. No doubt about it. I think, but the cool part though, Desmond and everybody in here, you know, how many times, and this has really happened to me, man. How many times, and I want people to think about this tomorrow when you go to your jobs or whatever your job is. How many people have been let go, but you knew your worth, you knew your value, you weren't even tripping. And that's what Mike Tomlin was let go by the Steelers. He retired. But the man know his worth. How many people know your worth? I'll tell y'all, this is real talk. Rod, I'm gonna tell you a real talk story. 2016, 17, one of them years, maybe 18, I don't know. They all seem alike to me now. But I had this issue at one dealership I was at. I didn't know I was having an issue, but from what I gathered through a lot of different sources, that there was a fear of my knowledge. I don't know how true this is, didn't care. But I left there hurt. I'm telling y'all, straight hurt. For the same kind of, I felt like Tony Dungy. That's why I'm doing this live stream. I felt like Tony Dungy. I knew the sacrifices that I had made. The family and everything. This wasn't in the military. I knew the 10-hour days and the 10-hour days, 5 days a week, 5 hours to 6 days, and only off on Sundays, and the sacrifices I made. I knew I made good money, great money. But that money came at a cost. It came at a cost of something I couldn't get back, and that was time. So when that happened, and I was let go in 2017, 18, whenever it happened. 18, 19. I remember driving home. It was a 20-minute drive, and it seemed like it took me probably 30 minutes maybe to get home, 15, 20-minute drive. And I remember walking through my front door, and I was so upset that tears were just streaming out. I was just mad. I probably was home 35 minutes. And I got a phone call. Word has spread around like that Rod was no longer at this dealership. He's available. I ain't know all this. All Rod knew was he got no job and a whole lot of bills. I wasn't thinking about he's available and all this other good stuff. And the guy said, hey, I heard you were no longer at dealership A. Have you ever thought about working at dealership B? I said, well, not really, man. We got to talk money, though. We got to talk pay. I ain't just going to pop up in there. I'm not desperate. But I really was, but I wasn't going to let the opposition know that. I went up there the next day, sat down probably in 20 minutes. I'm signing paperwork. That's the day I knew my worth as an employee. I ain't talking about as a man, as an individual. I knew my worth. And I'm like, well, look, man, y'all, I think I got the record. I was fired for an hour. Seriously, I'm not going to use no pretty words. I wasn't terminated. I wasn't let go. Your boy was fired for a whole probably 62 minutes. So we'll say an hour and 2 minutes. Was fired. It is the reason I'm sitting here today. It's the reason I'm rocking 2-3 channels right now. It was 3 more in the wings. Because the last time I was told that my services were no longer required was the last time. Let me say that again. The last time I was told that my services were no longer required was the last time I'm ever going to be told that. And I did a interview the other night, and I stamped that. I approved that. Nobody's ever going to tell me that again. And the only way I can keep that from happening for sure is if I run my own stuff. If I run my own stuff. Now, I've been working since I was 15 years old and would have probably worked, who knows? I always said I'd never quit working because I'd be bored. And I'm still working. I'm just working for me Right opportunity come along, I might be back out there working with somebody else. I don't know, but as it stands right now, I stand on what I believe in, and ain't nobody ever gonna tell me your services is no longer required, because Rod ain't gonna tell Rod that. Never. So I would highly encourage people, and this just popping up in my head right now. You don't have to subscribe. You can pick and choose what you want to watch, but I would highly suggest you go over to my Investing with Rod channel and learn how to invest with a little or no money and watch my journey. Because the only thing, they got a couple other things, all the taxes and all that stuff that's promised. The only person, and if you're in the right situation, let me say this so people can understand this. If you're in the right situation, it's you and your spouse. People may not care about you. I'm just real talk with Rod, man. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say this right now. Don't be the reason that people, sorry, I didn't put my phone on vibrate. Don't give people a reason to be put in this situation, but a lot of times they don't even need a reason. My brother said something to me a couple months ago that really stuck in my head, but I guess it's a day late and a dollar short now because I'm retired and doing my own thing. But he said, you know what, man? We both, he was speaking of, he and I have said in several executive meetings, and have you ever paid attention that there's always a meeting after the meeting? I said, yeah. And the real meeting takes place after the first meeting. I'm just going to say that, man. But I will say, y'all, it's been a pleasure to be here. We got 10 real homies in the crib. Do me a favor, if you haven't done so, hit the subscribe button. Again, Investing with Rod, man. You ain't got to subscribe. You ain't got to like it. You ain't got to comment. You ain't got to do none of that. This ain't about me today. This ain't about no Points Blank Network. This is about people becoming their own banks, their own employees, and I said that wrong, their own employers. I guess you're going to be both because I'm both of them. And you taking control of you. That's the bottom line. Chase, I know that's right. Facts. That part, have a good one. And with that being said, man, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Share this out if you think it's worthy to be shared. Find the timestamps of the stuff that you like that didn't pertain to football, that possibly pertain to everyday life. And I can tell y'all right now, man, at the end of the day, you may want to set yourself up. I mean, I talked other night, a couple of days, yesterday, I think about prices of gas and all that, but a lot of the stuff is a mindset. Don't let nobody tell you it's too late. Oh, it's too late to save money. It's too late to, no. Don't nobody know what's going to happen and all this, but put yourself in a position where you're prepared. Patience plus perseverance plus preparation equals prosperity. I'll say that again. Patience, perseverance. I forgot what the other one was. Patience, perseverance, and preparation equals prosperity. If you're not prepared, if you're not patient, and when you get knocked down, if you don't get back up and fight, that prosperity gonna seem like it's a long way away. Trust me, I know. With that being said, hope y'all have a blessed and prosperous evening. I will be coming at you soon, like tomorrow night, dropping more heat, more fire, more knowledge. Actually, tomorrow I will be dropping a video on Investing with Rod. I'm not sure what stock, what ETF. I might do a whole shebang. But tomorrow night, 7:35 p.m. Central Standard Time on this channel, live and direct. I'm getting ready to drop the link as soon as I finish this, so it'll be available on YouTube with my sister Tanya, also known as T, and your boy. We got a good topic. We go. It's kind of going along with what I'm saying now. Now that I think about it, then Tuesday night, 7:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. We back here again. Yeah, your boy booked and busy this week, and it's a blessing. I'm just gonna say it like that. because I could not be able to do none of this. But anyway, 7:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's your girl Keisha, just asking for a friend. It's your boy Rod. The classroom will be back to the Point Blank experience. And we're about to take y'all to school. And the more I think about it, it's kind of tied into what I'm talking about tonight. I don't know how this happened. I promise y'all I didn't plan it. But again, I hope y'all have a blessed and prosperous evening. Go into tomorrow's workday with a positive mindset. Don't let nobody upset you, man. You're going to have somebody may eat your sandwich at lunch. They may talk to you crazy and you ain't had your coffee yet. Don't let that bother y'all, man. Just keep a smile on your face. And with that being said, shoot for the moon. If you don't make it, you'll be amongst the stars. I can guarantee you. Much love, y'all. Peace.